It's more like a brief respite. Hello, everybody. I think I figured out how to do this now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to that group of people who have previously been adventuring around the West Road Gateway, but are currently in Cephalohill. So, last time, we met a couple of cows. We found out that the annoying matronly peasant woman in town is also fairly knowledgeable in the history of the region and can tell you about the stone table, the barracks of the resistance, and certain other features of what is known as the Cave of Traitors. This was from a very long time ago, so yeah. And Argyle did a bit of research around Jody Newbury's Inn to discover a possible whereabout for the tap of sweet hops, whatever that does.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing important, I'm sure.
Hard to say. But I believe last time you had finished up your various things done in your various places, met back at the keg tap, and can discuss your next move.
Yeah, we identified from one of the pictures a place, I think it was a building outside.
It was a house.
A house.
You know where a house used to be. You have no idea if it's still there or been torn down and replaced.
I think it is still there. Is it not?
Well, you can't see it through the trees.
Okay.
You're going to have to take a little walk through the woods to find it, I think.
Yeah, that's what I proposed we do. Check out that place and find the missing keg tap. Whose game?
Yeah. Oh, come on, people. For the Horde. Right?
Yeah.
We could profit off of this. And it's the right thing to do. Or should I have said that in the other order?
Exactly. In the other order, yes.
Oh. I also need to point out one of the last. I also need to point out one of the last passages in the notes from the Keg Tap journals, which were the books from the Newbury family found under the floorboards. One of the last things written there was, "The maelstrom may be impassable, but I have a crazy idea." ... The maelstrom is theoretically the one referred to in the passage. The guardian of the antechamber is a storm-tossed sea, in concept at least, if not an actual storm. Its energy and rage make it impassable to any but those with the greatest affinity for the maelstrom. Makes you wonder what he was thinking about, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it won't hurt to look. If there is an actual maelstrom under that place, we can still reconsider and return and say, pooh.
Did we have, I think I remember, did we have like a crystal that summoned a water elemental once?
At one time you did have a crystal that would summon, that when broken, would summon a water elemental. Note, summon, not control.
Yes.
And after being confined in that crystal for a while, it would probably get a little snippy.
Yes.
Yeah, because we were not the people who put it there.
In a bit of a mood.
Yeah. Seeing that problem with its use, Argyle traded it away some time ago at Academy Circle.
You traded away our magic beans for a cow? Wait. It's the other way around usually.
Wait, did we just jump into a fairy tale?
We just jumped out of one.
Or you're skirting the edge of it.
Hmm.
Anyway, back to your planning.
Well, we can't really plan without enough information, so we just have to go and take a look at that place.
Step 1, get more information.
Exactly.
Step 2, correlate the information. Steps 3 and 4, unknown. Step 5, profit.
Exactly.
Step 5 is really important to Jilly.
Subset of step 2. Figure out what the hell steps 3 and 4 are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go.
Okay,
Figure out
where
how we can profit. Step 2, figure out how it relates to the greater good. Really stuff.
And Coy is getting with all the puns in the chat.
God.
There are a few.
I need to write them into a something sooner or later, somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Antechamber and maelstrom.
Ah,
That would be Antechamber and Uncle Strom.
Mm-hmm.
Who is male? Yes.
If it's a maelstrom, maybe we can have good luck with the guitar.
Yeah. Or at least trust the post office with it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the characters have been drinking.
It's oxygen starvation. Pay it no mind.
Why didn't you do that?
I think Coy broke Emmy. Naughty Coy.
Yeah,
Naughty,
you had the time
naughty Coy.
to break me. Oh man.
So, into the woods to try to gather more information around town first. And I say town, but Cephalotville is not that big a place.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm a desert boy. People who know woods would be more likely to find something useful.
I am always up for it, and this is for practical reasons, I assure you. I am always up for going to the keg tap first.
I
We
assume
can
you
gather information.
I assume you met there.
Yeah, so while we're
Just stay
here,
longer.
right?
Yeah, we are still
can
there.
just ask around and see if there's any other information that comes to light that could prove useful. Don't mind me grabbing lunch.
Well, there's that attic full of paintings and other knickknacks. Where Argyle and Jody found the painting that they found that appeared to have been painted from one of the upstairs windows of the inn.
Those paintings might be of historical value.
Let me take another look at those.
Maybe we can get what's her name to buy some of them.
That's boring, selling paintings. We're not going to sell paintings. We are looking for a magic missing keg tap that's missing for 500 years.
A long time.
What
anyway.
you say as boring, I see as profitable. Let's, we can do both. Let me check out the painting and let's see what I can figure out.
Okay, we'll do that.
I will go to the attic.
Mm-hmm.
And give it a quick once over, and look at the painting, flip it around, open up the frame, see if there's anything hidden in the frame, any notes in the margin, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. There's not much in the way of notes in the margins of a painting.
No, not generally.
But maybe sometimes.
But you're going through a few paintings there, and I will ask you, it's not a skill you have, unfortunately, history.
Let's see. Let me just have a quick look at...
Yeah, I feel like I should...
I have it. I don't have any... well, it's one of the things I'm proficient in, so that's a total of +2.
Mm-hmm.
Can I call my action helping
I
his
rolled
history?
That's 12.
Okay. Matt, if you want to help John look for the historical significances in the attic, then you're giving John advantage on Thagak's roll, which means roll twice, take the better one.
Oh, yes. Okay, so the other roll is, oh my goodness, nat 20.
Oh my.
Oh.
22.
Woohoo!
Okay, it's not in the paintings, but there is a box of books nearby. Some of them are kind of falling apart, but you do find notes suggesting that, one, for a time, the owner of the inn back then had a house away from the inn where he could conduct his private business. Also, back in that time, the inn did not do its brewing in-house, and there is some note that nobody knows where the inn got its brews from.
Uh-huh.
Sounds ominous.
Yes. Well, is there yet any connection to what's his name, the historical figure whose name I'm blanking out on?
The historical... Okay, just describe the history, and I'll tell you if it's connected.
The person whose tomb we're looking for.
Melitok is not connected with the Newberries.
There's no connection to Melitok yet.
Right.
Other than the connection we already found, if there is one.
Right.
But no one's quite sure where the brew was coming from.
Right.
The guy was getting his booze someplace, and he didn't brew it himself.
No, I think he did, but with magical means.
Or maybe he brewed it somewhere else, as far as, like in his basement or something.
Or in the basement over there.
But is there anything in these books to connect the place where the owner lived with the house that was in the painting? Is that maybe?
That is actually suggested as a direct correlation. That is, that house back in the woods was the owner's.
Uh-huh. Okay, so if we can find where the house was or possibly still is, we got to go for a walk in the woods.
And the painting shows us where it is. Right there behind that one.
It's a little distance away, but yes, you could see the house from the inn. So it couldn't be that far away.
Right.
Walking out there to check it out?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, you walk through the loamy freshness of the forest, and very soon, unless something really goes wrong here, which I'm going to say it didn't, you come across...
Gingerbread house.
Tempting, but no. No, what you find... Are you sure you want me to put a gingerbread house into my game? I'm not sure you want to see where that goes.
Definitely.
No. I can think of 5 different ways that Dave could take this, and I don't want to see any of them.
Which is a
Okay, so-
great experience.
So
saying.
maybe later.
Maybe later. In the meantime, though, you do see a few, a column of stacked rocks that made a rather thin wall at one point, and you approach that, and you see there are flagstones in front of it, and smaller columns of rocks around it. This used to be a hearth.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a house here.
Mm-hmm.
If it had a basement, where would it be? Well, I'm not an architect. I'm a desert nomad. That seems to me something I would have disadvantage on any roll to figure that out.
I
So
know a
it's-
thing or two about basements. They're usually below ground level.
Yes. Where's your basement? I keep it downstairs.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's check out the floor where it would be.
Guys, I
Can't
have
be so hard.
a commitment that I have to run for. It should be over fairly fast, like 15 minutes. But if you need me, just ping me in the channel and I'll rush right back, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
That's why I want to keep moving so they miss.
Okay.
The commitments, you mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. Mhm. So, searching around that hearth, you can find a bit of stone that used to be flooring, you think?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to see...
Also, from looking at the painting, we should get an idea what size the house it was. So we could probably sort of make a rough estimate of what parts of this little copse had the house there. How overgrown is it? Trees, bushes, saplings?
there are trees and bushes sort of sprouted up around the flagstone of the flooring. So
Right.
it's kind of delineated. It was about 40 by 50, and the hearth was in the middle of one of those 40-foot walls. The hearth is 10 by 20.
Right. Is there a rusted out cauldron at the hearth?
You can see a bit of twisted metal in the hearth that maybe used to be the hook you'd put the pot on to set over the fire.
Right.
But that has since rusted away.
Right. Okay. So there might be an entrance to an under the floorboards chamber, or maybe the person did all of his brewing. Well, I don't know from brewing. Is heat required?
It can be if you're going to distill liquids. You need to heat them up.
Right. Just ask Alton Brown.
Right. So let's see. Actually, the die has decided. Saria, would you give me a dex test, please?
Yeah.
Make it a dex save, in fact.
This is to see which
It's
one
one
of
of
us
those.
falls through the trap door.
Okay. That's a 17.
17? That is good enough. You're sort of walking around the north side, just to the north of the where that hearth is.
Mm-hmm.
And before you set your foot down there, you realize this feels awfully mushy.
Oh.
You.
You can push aside some of the leaves, and you can find what looks like a very nearly rotted through trap door.
Oh, interesting.
Fantastic.
So called because they can be a trap.
Well, okay, not exactly normal trap, because this trap door is 10 feet by 10 feet.
Whoa.
Like for bringing kegs out.
You could probably do
Like a
that.
barn door.
That's
Almost.
a trap door.
Except it's a barn door, except set in the ground, so the barn would have to be underground.
Oh.
Right, and the horses would need to be able to walk on walls. They're spider horses. Sleipnir.
That would be fascinating to see.
That would be the best horse of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Not to the player. That would be frightening. And
Footed little beasts, aren't they?
Spider horses. No, that's a very interesting idea. You guys go first.
right. I mean, Sario would be like, fascinating. Emmy? No.
Nope. Nopers. Nope.
You guys have fun with that.
And then, of course, Odin shows up and says, "Excuse me, I've got the patent there. That's trademark infringement."
Yeah, like, huh.
Meanwhile, while I rarely agree with my character, spider horses? Yeah, that's a nope from both of us.
Well, here's basically what looks like a horse rider.
Anyway, never mind. You're badly sidetracked here.
So what?
As happens with this group.
So like
what? 10 foot by 10 foot trapdoor in the floorboards.
A 10 by 10 trapdoor that would just sort of open up and reveal a little.
First, we got to clear some of the muck away from on top of it and see if we can find the hinges.
Okay, with a little clearing of the muck, you can find the hinges. It's when you try to lift the door up that the thing just sort of collapses into the hole.
It just sort of, right. It just sort of, it turns out it was all sort of mush.
Mm-hmm. That's what made it dangerous to step on.
Right. Okay.
So, and if
to open, okay, we shouldn't have used a crowbar to open this trapdoor. We should have used a shovel.
Yeah, apparently. Is like the whole thing rotting, or?
Well, that whole trapdoor just sort of, like I said, sort of collapses into mush in the hole there.
Okay. Well,
any stairs?
One way to get rid of it.
Ladder?
There is a ladder, yes.
Okay.
And
from the ladder also mushy wood?
Not as it feels like.
Well, that's good.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
I was going to say, if you guys want, I'll go first because I feel like I'm probably the latest. I'm going out on a limb. I could be wrong. But I feel like I'm the latest.
You're going out on a ladder.
I'm going out on a ladder.
I've got a 15 dex.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so
so the bard is going to clamber down first.
Right.
And face whatever is in the floor there.
And first of all, be careful before I put my foot down on any residue from the door.
Right.
Sort of kick it away a little bit and then poke and prod around it with the tip of my sword.
Okay, so we have a party order forming up. Thagak, then Saria, then Jilly.
Nope, Jilly, and then Saria.
Oh, Jilly, Saria.
And then me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take up the rear in case anything sneaks up behind us, and I guess Saphir can go in front of me.
Yeah, down here there are numerous, look like half-deflated sacks of wheat and flour and other agricultural products that, seeing them, they look like they should stink to high heaven.
But they don't.
But they don't for some reason.
They don't. But they don't because they're very old. Any rot in them has itself rotted away.
Ah, right.
Okay, 500 years later.
Mm-hmm.
You know, next time it rains, it's going to come down right into this. So what did all of this mush from the trapdoor fall on?
Stone floor.
Sorry?
Stone floor. There to the east in this very large basement, which is itself about 10 feet tall, there is more, like I said, numerous sacks off to the east, and maybe a few empty barrels.
Right. Barrels.
Doesn't look like
barrels maybe or something.
Yeah. Barrels, sacks of liquefied and hardened vegetable products.
Right.
What are the walls made of?
The walls are a roughly mason stone. They have held up over the years, at least better than the wood has. Plus, it's been a somewhat protected environment, so yeah, the walls are holding up. It's probably this place is probably not going to collapse if something happens.
Right.
There in the southwest corner of the room, you can see a pulley, which has apparently broken some time back, and another hole leading down into more proper darkness.
Even deeper?
Even deeper.
Oh, we should definitely check that out.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I'm going to light a stone.
And there is another ladder going down too.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
I'm going to make a stone a light source and throw it down.
Okay. It plunks onto a bit of flooring it plunks down onto another bit of stone flooring. This looks more like more tightly fitted flagstone. An interesting thing is the way the stone echoed when it hit. There is a larger room down there.
Ah.
Does it look like it's
okay? Down the ladder then.
Or is it like some giant cavern?
I've also, in case something else goes wrong, I also have dark vision.
You have dark vision, and that one stone will probably provide you enough light to see that.
Once I get far enough away from it. Too bright a light nearby could mess up dark vision, but
right. But you have the humans and half elves going down, so.
Yep.
It doesn't. I mean, dark vision just means that you don't like can see in dim light as if it was bright light, and darkness as if it was dim light. So.
If you don't look directly into the stone, you should be good.
I was going to say, if you want, I can also prestidigitation or illusion up like candlelight. So it will be really soft, but something for the humans. But again, something very soft. So, what's the DM ruling on candlelight and dark vision?
Okay, candlelight will. Okay, if you're close enough, candlelight will let you see by normal light. If you're far enough away, dark vision will. Okay, I did clear the thing off the screen. Dark vision will still work if you're fairly close to the candle. It's just that the normal light fades away and things look a bit different according to what range they're at.
Okay.
So you can see.
Okay. So how does this room down there look? Same order.
Okay, so you have Thagak going first again? Okay. Thagak, you climb down the ladder, and you'd guess this room is at least twice as big as the basement above you. In fact, if you go east far enough, you find that the thing you're standing on is apparently a platform of some sort, and there is a floor underneath that.
My goodness. How deep does that go?
That goes down that goes down about 15 feet. So, yeah. So you went down 10 feet to the basement, another 10 feet to the platform you're on now, and 15 feet below that, there was another floor. You can also see two big sort of conical shapes. Actually, they'd be sort of rounded with tapered tops.
Brewing vats.
Brewing vats. Exactly.
Is there another ladder going down from this?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
So it's not magical after all, just a hidden brewing facility.
Might be magical.
Oh, we might have to see. Thagak, as you're putting your foot on the ladder to begin with, You notice it feels kind of swingy.
It feels kind of swingy.
It's a wooden ladder, but you put your foot on it and it sort of gives under you.
Ah. Yeah. Okay. Like it's not attached at the bottom.
Like it's not attached at the bottom. That's exactly it.
Right. I think we need a safety measure of some kind.
There is a working pulley just over the floor, just over the drop off of this level.
Right.
The rope has been taken or something done with it, because you don't see where there'd be a rope to pull anything up with.
There's a pulley but no rope attached.
Pulley but no rope attached.
Rotten away.
Gosh. Whatever can we do? Oh wait, I have a rope.
Yeah. And then if somebody with some kind of magic moving things like a mage hand kind of thing could maybe
mage hand will get about 10 pounds.
Could maybe take the end of the rope and thread it through the pulley and bring the other end back.
Certainly could do that.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
That seems okay to me.
Well, that's the other thing. The pulley itself, is it like on a chain or something? Or attached to the ceiling?
It's attached to the ceiling. And that connection looks pretty darn sturdy.
Okay. Tug it a few times to make sure it doesn't come out.
Okay, you tug on the rope a few times. You can make a chunging. That's not coming loose.
Okay, so then using the rope and pulley and just sort of fasten the end, like just make a climbing rope out of it. And
nice. It's exactly.
And get down that way.
Okay, you're going to end up with a bit of extra rope at the bottom unless you tie that off at the top or something.
Yeah, just as long as we don't have enough rope, so to speak. Yeah, and then get down to the bottom.
Okay, you can get down to the bottom. This looks like a stone-tiled floor that someone has put a great deal of effort into. It is perfectly clean.
What?
Yeah, because a lot of dirt hasn't wafted in here. I mean, maybe there's dust, but wait, perfectly clean, you mean no dust even?
No dust even.
Well, that's interesting.
Okay. I'm casting Detect Magic.
A good call.
Okay, from up there, you're casting Detect Magic. And from there, you can only pick up those things that are on your friends and you, because the floor down there is 15 feet, and that room stretches off another 50 feet from where this platform ends.
Okay, I'm
you climbing
down.
Okay, the rope or the ladder?
The rope.
Okay. And you can get down to the ground floor, and there's that ladder behind you, and to the back there, you see, let me make sure. Yeah, what you see back there, that area is clean too, and all you see there are a few stone cylinders. About this big. With one hole going about 2 inches deep in each.
Counterweights. Possibly. That's a tentative
magical,
but I can't think of anything better.
Okay, getting down onto the ground floor and sort of walking around the floor, you can find a strong ping of magic against one wall.
Okay, I'm heading straight there.
You head straight for that one bit of magic you see on the thing, and there is a box. That feeling of strong magic comes from a simple wooden box on one of the shelves with some books on it. And by the way, these are bookshelves basically carved into the stone, so they're flush against the wall. And there are books and various things on the top 3 of any given set of shelves. The bottom 2 are clean.
Well,
natural.
I take a quick look at the books. What kind of books are they, and how did they survive?
Okay, they are various books on cooking and brewing, and which bunch of sommelier theory. And plenty of lots of recipe books. Specifically recipe books for different ales and beers and whatnot. Kind of especially the whatnot, as there is at least one book containing recipes that use beer.
Okay. How big is that box? That
box is about this big. That is a hauntingly familiar size to you.
As big as
so like a keg tap sized box?
You could look in there and find out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to look in there and find out.
I'll stand back.
Okay, it's you open the box, and it is kind of dim where you are. But the lack of light over in your half of the room doesn't stop that keg tap from
gleaming.
Yes, basically.
Ding!
Hooray! Success!
Then there is a gurgling sound.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, that was me. I skipped lunch.
Where does the gurgling sound come from?
You know those 2 tanks that were sort of standing in the middle of the room?
Uh-huh.
It's strange. I
was going to rap on them earlier, but we just moved right on before I did that.
Yeah, you went right for the keg taps. Didn't inspect those tanks, and now you're beginning to see it's probably just as well you didn't, because stuff is looks like a blackish ooze of some sort is pouring out of each one.
That's not beer.
That would be why the floor is so clean, because they clean it. They clean away dirt and insects and adventurers away.
Yeah.
You know, this would also explain why the bladder wasn't attached at the bottom.
Yeah.
And why the books are not in the lower 2 shelves.
Okay, so probably I could have gone down the ladder safely. Yeah, okay, quick. Everybody up the ladder or climb the rope, either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Argyle, I'm going to need a dex save from you to get past whatever that black stuff is.
Little people first.
I'm going to cheat and use my flying broom.
Oh, that would do, yeah.
To just over the black and go up the easy way.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because that ooze started moving in your direction once you opened up the box.
The bastard.
Bastard ooze.
A guardian ooze.
So you have these 2 puddles of stuff just sort of sitting there looking at where you were for a moment. Or at least you think they're looking where you were, because these things don't have eyes.
Well, they're sort of expanding across the floor toward where he was. Okay.
Yeah.
Then they stop.
I hope they don't.
Then they start expanding toward where Thagak is.
up the ladder, up the rope, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody take the ladder. Anyone else want to go up the ladder first?
I was going to ask, how far off the floor is the ladder? Is this going to be problematic for a halfling?
It's about 2.5 feet.
Oh, not quite.
You can
Not quite problematic for a halfling.
I don't know how good at pull-ups Jilly might be, though. So if Jilly needs a boost,
yeah. So I'll run to the base of the ladder. Boost.
Okay, at this point, I feel obliged to ask that everyone roll initiative.
Initiative.
Initiatives.
Let's do this.
Initiative. So I find out that I didn't take out my dice.
Emmy with a good number.
Yep.
So,
Wish I hadn't erased those now.
Oh, I got a 20.
Ooh, look at you.
I rolled 18. Yeah,
Oh, we are quick.
We are fast.
Damn. We got some good rolls up in here.
Where did my die go?
I'd say we are on fire, but I don't want to give the GM ideas.
We are on fire. No, that's next round. Oh, shit. Damn.
Actually at 18. Warren at 22. Tessa being the slowpoke at 14. Nope.
No, we have a 10.
We have a 10. That is Agak a 10. I need to roll. I'll just roll once for the both of them. Ooh. Okay. So we have a few people on the ground floor there that need to get up the ladders or the ropes or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
We start with Warren at 22. Okay, Warren climbs up the rope, 15 feet or so, to the next level.
I thought it said nope.
Don't climb the nope.
Let's see. Argyle, you're on a flying broom, so this isn't as critical for you.
It isn't.
But you still have those two things down there that... maybe you want to provide some other sort of support for your group, or you want to attack them or something. I don't know what.
I'm not going to attack those things as long as they are just staying on the floor. I'm going to grab, I think, Saria.
Okay, Saria gets a boosty.
Lift her up to the one floor higher.
Okay.
Awesome.
So Warren's on the second floor. Argyle is on a broom. Saria is on the second floor. Jilly.
Okay, so
Getting things here. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Saria, you're on the second floor now. Is there anything you're doing?
Dude, I rolled higher.
Yes, you did, come to think of it.
I mean, gosh, if you want her to go so bad. Fine.
Sorry. What was that thing you said earlier about fire? Yeah. No.
Well, to be honest, I'm not even sure what I want to do. Because we have like this thing down there.
You have two things. Black oozy things.
Oozy.
And you have, I believe, Jilly is still down there, and Tess is still down there, and Thagak is still down there. And those two things are down there.
Awesome.
I don't know if you want to provide some sort of support, rack your brain for information that might help in the circumstances, or what?
Yeah. What would I need to roll to try to... Is there, like, to try to identify what these things might be?
I'll give you a check on nature for that.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Have that.
Yes, you do. Probably at the better than one I see on your sheet there. So, 3?
They're beer oozes.
Okay. Oh, what the hell?
Beer oozes, also known as boozes.
Okay. Throwing this dice to the side because I rolled a fucking 1.
Ew.
You're pretty sure it's the mysterious land kraken.
Pretty sure these are.
So basically, I'm just staring at it and saying, guys, I don't know what this is.
Guys, these are human thieves. Wait, what?
Guys, I think this is the black blob from the Black Lagoon.
Where's that?
Oh shit! I heard of that.
I think I read it in a story somewhere, or maybe a lizard told me. I don't know. I think the lizard might have been right.
Yeah, I read about these black oozes in a book once. Mind you, it was the erotic fiction section.
Guys, save your clothing. What? I've seen this anime.
Don't keep up your pant legs, whatever you do. I've read about this. Don't, it'll be bad.
Brace yourself. This is gonna get weird. This is gonna get weirder before things get normal.
Oh. So, Saria looks at these, calls upon her knowledge of things natural and terrestrial, and draws fuck all from it.
Yeah, I'm not very helpful to you guys right now.
Not at this moment.
Rules
Which brings us to Jilly at 18.
I do love the idea that, it brings up the one erotic fiction you read, 15 years ago.
I especially love that, like, I'm just like, I think a lizard might have, like, told me about this particular fiction, and then, like, Warren just kind of looks at me like, what?
I may have just eaten a mushroom at the time, so take it with a little grain of salt.
Yeah, we might have been sharing some psychedelics. I mean, the lizard was very polite about sharing. Like, I couldn't say no.
He had a top hat. It was very fetching. So, yeah, I'll use my movement action to get up, and then I'll use my combat action to... I'm not going to aim at them, but I'm going to use Ray of Frost to hit the floor in front of them, thinking that maybe they will not want to cross the very, very, very cold floor.
You're going to fire a warning shot across their ooze?
Yes.
Good thinking.
Yeah. So
maybe they want to avoid that and take a detour, and that buys us time.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Is I'll be able to at very least see how they react to the cold.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything for that, or since I'm just hitting the floor?
You're just hitting the floor, so there's no roll needed here.
Okay.
Unless you roll a 1. And you
Then
miss.
we come to the black stuff at 16.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. There are 2 people on the floor that it could possibly lunge at, and one is going to go for each of them.
Mm.
All right.
Glorp.
Well, one is going for both people.
One is going for each of them. There are 2 of them down there.
Ah, okay, okay. But the 16er starts with one of our number. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The ooze is going to try to, let's see.
Glorp.
Yeah, it is going to move into your space.
Oh.
So not so much a roll to hit as just straight to damage.
Does that provide or provoke an opportunity attack if it's exiting?
Gosh, I wonder if vicious mockery would work on them.
Oh, you know what? We haven't gone yet.
Something tells me they have a very poor wisdom save.
That's entirely possible. I will neither confirm nor deny. But in the meantime, let's see. Tess, for just standing there as the stuff oozes over toward your feet, that is just plain old 2 points of corrosive damage.
Ow. My toes.
Yeah. Thagak, you take 5.
Okay, I'll have a smoke. Yeah, okay. Wow, okay. Let me see. That puts me at, let me see, 3 on minus 5, so 26. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down to 26 then.
Okay, then we're to Jilly's action. Oh, pardon me. Towards it.
Nice pair of boots too.
I don't think you need to worry about the boots now. The boots are the least of your problem, literally.
These creatures are boring and not exciting to me. They're not like big scary muscle things. So I'm going to leave them. Gonna leave them be.
And just climb up to the second floor.
Yeah.
They are no worthy enemies.
They're not cunning creatures to defeat. They're just.
Yeah. These are very uncunning.
Yeah. So there's no honor in fighting them. I'll just leave. Plus, I don't know. They might corrode my axe, and I wouldn't want that. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're getting out of the area and climbing up to the second floor.
I'm not retreating. I'm just choosing not to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm just looking here. Actually, there is a further attack I can make.
Oh boy.
Just realizing. So I'm going to back up a little bit, and Tess is going to get one of these.
Oh.
That is a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, these are actually going to start to hurt because there is 8 points of bludgeoning.
What?
Okay.
Oh, good grief.
So rather than thud, it goes splock.
It goes splock.
Oh.
What's happening? What is this? What this attack?
My toes.
It's worse than your toes.
My ankles?
just because it's only barely in reach, you got the bludgeoning damage. You also take 11 points of corrosive.
11.
My kneecaps. Listen, it's a good idea that I don't hold grudges against
lesser creatures.
Yeah.
Now, this lesser creature is being kind of an apex predator. Thagak.
Yes.
Ooh, that's an 18 to hit.
Oh dear.
Doing the 5 points bludgeoning.
Again?
Mm-hmm.
Another 5 points.
Another 5 points, and 6 points corrosive.
Oh dear. So that's a total of 11. It puts me down to 15.
And before each of you get up the ladder or rope, I'm going to need to make a dex save to get out.
Okay, let's see. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. Okay, dex save. Let me see. Okay, well, dex is one of my saving throw proficiencies, so that's a total of plus 3, and that's 13.
13. I will give that to you.
Is this to like get?
This is to get out and away.
Okay. I have advantage on that.
Okay.
Because I can see it, presumably.
Okay, so Thagak can get away from it.
Good. 18.
18. Tess can get away from it. And Tess, you get your action to climb up the rope, or the.
Yeah, up the rope, up my trusty rope.
And Thagak is going to go do the same.
Yep. Well, of course, in any Don Martin cartoon, the sound effect of climbing a rope is shika, shika, shika.
But you're doing that, right?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I'm not making those noises, but I'm.
I bet your toenails scraping against them are.
Well, after taking 10 points of corrosive damage, which is a third of my corrosive damage, to the feet probably, my toenails consist primarily of the toe bones.
Yeah. That hurts. And so, with everyone safely up on the second floor.
Well, when we walk back to town, I'm walking on my hands.
Right.
And just walk it off.
Okay.
I zapped one of those things with ice to see, and did it slow down at all before the ice patch?
It did not.
Okay.
I kind of
because we can rain down unholy fire now that we are above them.
Except it's flammable.
Well, I was just thinking metaphorically, more literally raining down ice, like so. Yeah. And I will zap one of them.
Okay.
Does Jilly have baking soda on her, and would you think to use it to see if they're like acidic corrosive or alkaline corrosive?
Yes, and I doubt it. Because ultimately she would want to know if ice hurts them. That might occur to her next. But I'm thinking it's probably not her brain's first go-to.
Okay, take the shot.
Okay. $17?
17 will hit. Damage.
Okay. And at 5, that's 2d8, right?
That's 2d8.
Damage.
What'd you get?
7 damage?
7 damage. Okay. The thing rhymes over with frost that it seems to ignore.
Whoa.
So we're back to the top of the order. Warren, or are you actually messing with turns at this point? Just taking actions as you see fit?
I think just as we see fit, unless anybody else.
Because you're all up on the second floor now.
And it doesn't follow us. It doesn't try to pile up or something.
Well, it does. Yeah, one of them does start to climb up the rope.
Oh.
But after a moment or two, the rope just sort of gives way, and it is hanging about 1.5 feet. It is hanging about 2.5 feet from the bottom of the floor, and it's much shorter now.
So, how long is my 50-foot rope? Is it like 47 feet?
It's now closer to. What did you do with the stuff at? What did you do with the length you didn't need to reach the floor? You might have just let that drop to the floor. So you might have about a 22.5-foot rope now.
Damn it! I really like this rope.
Apparently, so did the things, because it ate it.
Okay, I think I owe you a rope because that's kind of on me.
Okay.
And now I will feed it flour.
Flour?
Flour. Baking soda.
Oh.
See if we can
flour. I'll feed it flour too. Baking soda and flour. See how it looks bread. No. I'll go for the.
That's not how you make pumpernickel.
What? Could be a new recipe.
Okay, you dust it with flour and baking soda, and it bubbles away a bit, and otherwise doesn't seem to react.
Too bad.
Yeah. So the four of you, okay, so 5 of you are up on that second floor landing, and Argyle is on the broom, sort of hovering over that high over that lower floor.
Yes.
Okay. So Argyle, you're the one that can see each one sort of going to the far wall.
Okay.
And starting to climb.
Whoa, it's coming up. Let's leave.
So the stuff was sitting there in the brewing vats. I think they used too much yeast.
Yeah.
It's rising.
Yes.
Let's get its.
Yes, Koi, you are still in range. This may be one of the last shots you can take. But Koi's in range. Okay, make with the fire breathing. Give me a roll to hit.
Oh, it's in his range. Okay.
Right.
It's better.
DC 18 hits. Roll damage. So Warren sort of heaves back and breathes a heavy, toasty burst of flame, and absolutely do not make the saving throw for that. And one of them does indeed look singed by that blast. But that's a little crust on the top. After the flour and baking soda treatment, I just talked about them rising and developing a crust. I cannot say they aren't bread at this point.
Bread, Jim.
Put some cheese on them. We're good to go.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if anybody has cast iron stomach.
Fire.
I've got some oregano.
I'm gonna hit the one that was hit with flame one more time with the ice.
Yeah.
To see if it does nothing, does little damage, or seems to heal it.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Okay.
This is very easy.
Yeah. 20.
20 hits. Natural 20 or just a total 20?
Just a total 20.
Okay. Damage.
8.
Okay, you do 8 points of frost. It rhymes over. Frost's up. The ice cracks off harmlessly, it looks like. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not marshmallow.
Okay.
Okay, so if we continue the same order we had before, let's see. We've had attacks from Warren and Jilly. Tell you what, I'll give Argyle an attack.
I have a nagging suspicion that if they come out what they not usually do, it could be that they may be trying to get that cactus back. Maybe it's just for the true heirs of the cactus. I don't really want to put it back down, but I could put it to the rightful heir of the cactus. I'm going to try that. I'm going to. I tell you guys, I'm bringing that cactus to its owner. And then I'm flying out of that basement and return to the inn.
Of course,
fuck right off.
Things are still following the keg tap. They'll come out and pretty much absorb the inn.
If they do that, I'm going to bring it back down here. But you retreat and watch that thing, and I'll go and bring the
limp away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, your feet have been harshed on something fierce.
Yeah.
And those things are still climbing the walls. They're getting up onto your level.
So not so quick, or do they? How quick are they?
They climb at 20 feet.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, these things can kind of gush if they need to. If I were using a battle map, this fight would be so much more dire.
Wait, if they're that quickly, I can do experiments with bringing that thing hundreds of feet away. In that case, I am indeed going to fly down into the lower level.
Back to the lower level.
And put the box back where it belongs.
As there is no slime over there, you can do that fairly easily. And the slime is continuing to climb up and onto that second floor platform.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily bad.
In any case, they don't seem to be following the keg tap. Just the warm bodies. Problem is, that's your friends.
Yeah. Okay, but I think that was my move.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
Let's see. We also need a move from Saria.
Yes.
This is looking nasty.
So they're actually coming up onto here?
They're actually coming up onto the second floor platform.
Okay.
The one thing you've seen so far that seems to hurt them is fire, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Of course, the only things you've really tried on them so far are fire and ice.
Yeah. Well, I have Flame Blade.
As a spell?
Yeah. And casting time is one bonus action.
So you can use the bonus action to cast the spell,
Yep.
A move action to get away from them, and a Flame Blade to make an attack.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. I guess you're moving back to the ladder to the what amounts to the third floor now?
Yeah.
And you...
What are you asking? Fiery Blade. Yeah, it's for me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
He's wanting to know if I could, like, do it for other people's weapons, which isn't really how the spell works.
Now you evoke a fiery blade in your free hand.
Yep. For me.
A fiery scimitar at that.
Uh-huh.
Which also throws bright light in a 10-foot radius.
Yes, it does. It is light.
And if it hits,
and it is fire.
3d6.
Yes.
And this is a melee spell attack, so I believe you roll the attack with your wisdom instead of strength or dex.
Well, that would be nice then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so should I roll that then?
Now, if you like. Now,
Okay.
it may put you kind of close to the ooze to attack with a melee weapon, but that you may not have the luxury of that.
Yeah, I know, but it's what we already know works on it, so.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fail me, guys. Okay, so that would be 17.
17 hits.
And she's back. He's back.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Shu/Saphir.
Hey.
Saphir is back.
Mm-hmm. And at a good time, too. Saphir, roll initiative for me, will you? With a webcam, too, no less. Or I thought. Oh, okay. No.
That's 11 damage.
That does indeed hurt it.
Woot.
So these things are, it looks like, hurtable with fire.
Yay.
Okay, and as a sort of last resort, Emmy, Saria slashes and then moves back toward that ladder to the third floor. It's pudding time. Let's see, who is in range? Let's see, Warren breathed at it. They finish climbing up from the they finish their climb up from the first floor, so they are entirely on the second floor. There was a metal railing up in front of the up in front of most of that second floor landing to keep people from falling off, but with an opening in the center so you could bring the barrels up. In this particular case, that metal, the metal railing is being eaten away. So those things do eat metal.
Yeah.
Just putting that in
folk rock. Maybe that's their weakness.
Hard to say. Now, okay, what are we doing for attacks? Tess.
Not again.
How far did it move in this last turn? Because I got like 40 feet of movement.
You got 40 feet of movement. It is fully up onto the second. Each of them is fully up onto the second floor landing. One sort of big blob in the northwest corner, and one sort of big blob in the southwest corner.
I think I heard it has 20 feet speed. Is that right?
Yeah, it'll move 20 feet.
Okay.
That is too quick for relax.
I'm pretty sure I can outrun it if I want to, but I also didn't expect it to be able to climb up like that, so I wasn't like going my full movement.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. Hi, Jenny.
Hello, Jenny. Tess, what are you doing?
I got some javelins I don't like. I'm gonna try throwing a javelin at it, see what happens.
Okay, do that.
Yeah. I don't think. Oh yeah, that only works for melee anyway. So I'll just throw a javelin at it. I will miss.
And how bad did you roll?
I rolled a 2 plus 4, so 6. So
yeah, sorry, what?
6.
Oh.
Okay, a 6 will miss. And there goes Shu again.
Mm-hmm.
Bagak.
Yes. Let's see. I think right now I'm pretty much in not in good shape. I'm going to start off this round with a healing word.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's D8 plus what? Or what was it?
I'll help you look it up.
D4.
Yeah, healing word. It's page 250. Oh yeah, 1d4 plus 2. It says here.
Healing word 1d4 plus 2.
Let me see.
That's just a bonus action, so you still have more stuff you can do.
That's just a bonus action. You can do a move action to either approach or get away.
Or 5.
You get 5 points back.
5 points back.
And you can move away or toward,
and
or you can attack or take some other major action.
Ready to try another attack.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think. The only other real attack spell I have is Vicious Mockery, and I figure either it'll have really piss poor wisdom save, or it'll be immune to anything requiring wisdom saves due to targeting difficulties.
Well, how do you want to play this?
Well, that'll depend on you. I don't really have much else that I can do.
So you're going to make the attack?
Well, yeah, I guess I'll do that. That's let me see.
So John, step up.
Might as well. And let's see. That's a cantrip, page 285.
Page 285.
If it's capable of making a wisdom save, it tries one, and if it doesn't get it, it takes 1d4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also an ongoing effect. I'm not sure what.
Okay, so you're casting. It has to. You say something.
Well, I say that's a pretty bad yeast infection.
Okay, and it makes a wisdom save. Versus what DC, John?
Oh, DC. Let me see. Where's my character sheet? Oh yeah. Oh, spell save DC is 12.
DC is save is 12. Roll 1d4 damage.
Okay.
The other thing this does is it gives it the other thing it does is it gives it disadvantage on its next attack roll.
So to continue a joke I made in chat, it apparently is vulnerable to fire because I just gave it a sick burn.
And it did ripple in response.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Top of the order, Warren. You have 2 oozes. Primed to really cut down on the real estate available on this platform next action they get, and that won't be long. Okay, continues to retreat. Okay, so you now know... Oh, and throwing some healing at Thagak. How much?
Well, I already got 5 back.
Yeah, you got 5 back from yourself, but he is throwing a Cure Wounds at you that will do another 1d8 plus 2.
Who rolls it?
That's going to be Koi. I'm going to throw Koi the roll 1d8 plus 2. Actually, no.
Or you could roll it. I don't have any d8s handy.
Okay. If you don't say anything... Well, okay, there it is. And actually, it's your spellcasting ability modifier, which on a ranger would be Wisdom, wouldn't it? So that is 11 points you get back.
11 points back. Yep, and... Right. 11. Oh. And that puts me back up to 31, which is my full.
Right. Okay, so Warren heals Thagak and moves away. We're down to Argyle, still on the broom, some distance away from them now, and they seem to be not paying attention to you.
You still got the tap?
And he's still got the box with the tap in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not paying attention to him now, which is interesting.
Right.
They don't care for the check tap.
And you know of 2 things they're vulnerable to now. Fire and vulnerable and powered criticism.
Mm-hmm. I'm not so glib of tongue. So I'm going
to get twitchy of fingers.
I am going to hover. No, not hover. Yeah. If I stand down, no, yeah, I'm going to hover behind them, and the one of them that looks more dangerous to the retreating party.
The one that looks more dangerous to the retreating party is the one to the southwest. That would be the one, southeast, pardon me. That would be the one to your left. The one to the right apparently has taken some damage. You can see some ragged, jagged ripples in its surface.
Okay. Well, the more dangerous one, I'm going to shoot it in the back, so to speak, with a firebolt.
That sounds damaging.
And I hope to draw it off of the group by this shot, so that it says, "Huh, what's from behind?" and maybe turns around or slows down.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're firing at the uninjured one?
Yes.
Okay.
To
attack?
Tell it that, hey, there's something behind you. So, okay, I have to roll to hit, right?
Yes, roll to hit. There's something behind it, and it's as painful as it is delicious.
Right. That is 24.
Oh, that is a hit. Solid hit. That does its damage.
It does its damage, and this damage is 4.
Okay, takes 4 points. And that change, and well, it seems to have noticed you. Saria.
Yes.
Your turn.
Yes, it is. Yep. I guess that means getting close to them again.
Yeah.
And hitting them.
Hitting the one to the north, hitting the one to the northeast of you that is damaged.
Yeah.
Because
we should give them names.
-12. Really?
What did you roll to hit?
1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dice are failing me today.
Not a good time for them to do that.
That's like 2 different dice that have done this to me now.
Jail must be getting pretty crowded.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And we come around to Jilly's action. We know Frost hasn't been working.
Yes. It is time for my prismatic orb. I will choose, fire.
Fancy that.
Fancy that indeed. And I will go after the closer target. 21.
Okay, hang on. The closer target, if you're retreating toward the slatter in the southwest, that would make the ooze to the southeast closer. But it's the uninjured one that Argyle is trying to draw away from the group. Or the relatively uninjured one.
Okay, I will go after the injured one then.
Okay. The one to the northeast of you, you fire. You hit with a 21, and your damage is...
Really? Okay. I'm using one of my instances of luck.
Oh.
15.
15 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing is looking roughed up now. Still moving, still dangerous, but much rougher.
Okay.
And I guess you move away after you do that?
Yes, please.
Probably even headed for the ladder.
Indeed.
Okay, and the thing... Yeah, let's see. Then the puddings go. One is going to move toward your group, sort of breathing down the party, and it could attack any one of number of people because nobody's gone up that ladder yet. The other is going to start oozing along the wall, looking for Argyle on the broom, looking for some way to deal with him.
Well, let's hope it's not clever, because there would be a way.
Clever Black Pudding? Hey, man, that would be a good band name.
Yeah. Okay, that hasn't done... Okay, so that can't get within 5 feet of Argyle yet, but the other one can get within 5 feet of, several people. And the one that's done, I think, the most damage to it so far, or the toughest looking of them, at least. Yeah, it's going to take a shot at Warren with a tentacle. It's a pseudopod.
Now.
Well, a pseudopod lashes out, rolls a 20 to hit Warren.
Oh. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Tuck your pants in your boots.
Yeah, it's gotten close enough. That's it's gonna do everything now. It's going to do 9 points of bludgeoning.
Oh! I hear a comma.
Yes, there was. Here's the nasty part. 11 points of corrosive.
Ew.
What?
That is a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage.
That is really a lot of damage.
That's not good.
Not good at all.
Wow.
Very not good, because it looks almost... Yeah, a solid hit, but not enough of... Oh? A con save for what?
More than half damage.
Oh.
Wait, is that a thing in 5th? I don't.
Yeah, 5th edition doesn't recognize the bloodied condition that 4th did.
I don't think there's a thing with.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Didn't they go out of the way to say that damage is not really necessarily damage? It could also be just disadvantage, getting, or even mental damage or so. Yeah, I think so. Just death saves. Yeah.
Right. That's my understanding. Because I didn't see it in there.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
This could mean I'm house ruling terribly, but in this case, I'll go there.
It goes. It fits with everything I ever heard about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you don't need to make a con save at this point, but you are a hurting puppy, and it could probably do worse to you than that. We now come down to the actions of Tess.
So, the one that was attacking me before, is that the one that's injured by other people?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. It's time to do something stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel likes that idea. Yeah,
Let's
I'm
get
probably gonna regret
stupid.
this. Let's rage and silvered battle axe attack that one that's still damaged. I don't want Warren to die. And I will attack recklessly.
Attacking recklessly.
Yes.
With a battle axe.
Yes. Time to do something dumb. Wow. Does a 10 hit?
Yes, it does.
Wow.
And it's silvered.
And it's silvered.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really underwhelming pair of attack rolls. I rolled a 6 and a 4.
Just wait for it.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Does 11 damage make it happy?
11 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, you swing your axe at it.
Mm-hmm.
Your axe sort of leaves a trail through it that just sort of settles on each side and makes it look like nothing happened.
That's too bad.
And it looks like something happened after all, because your axe is pitted and that part of your axe is pitted and corroded and has a -1 to the damage.
Can't say I'm super pleased with that. Next up, Googling is silver resistant to corrosion.
And they're back again.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello, Shu.
I am so sorry. I got done with the thing I had to do, and then my server fucking exploded, and people are like starting petty ass fights, and I am so sorry. That's not what I wanted to happen.
Well,
roll initiative.
Okay.
That's the textbook definition of life, not what you wanted to happen.
Oh, Jesus. No, I mean, I have this commitment. You guys are a commitment. I was cool leaving for 10 minutes to do a cool thing. Oh, I got shit initiative. I got, I think, 10 in all.
Well, that's okay.
What's my initiative modifier? Oh, it's 0. Never mind. I got 8. I forget this character is.
Oh, cool. That means you probably get to go very soon then.
Yay.
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I am so sorry, guys.
Okay. Shoo, let me fill you in on what's been happening. You got down into the you found the site of the house you were looking for. You found a first basement, and below that you found a second basement which has its own mezzanine. 2 enormous tanks sat on the lower floor. Behind them, Argyle found the box with the keg tap in it. But then things started coming out of those tanks. These black, oozy things that first started moving toward him and then started moving toward the rest of the group. And now the battle is on to figure out what these things are vulnerable to so you can destroy them.
Yeah. And they're extremely corrosive, as Tess just found out. They'll dissolve your axe.
Silver is corrosion resistant.
Oh no.
The description of the ability is any non-magical weapon made of metal or wood that hits the pudding corrodes.
I really feel like they should have put in iron, silver, iron, steel, bronze, copper, not silver. But whatever, it's easy.
It's not crunchy enough for James.
I roll a nature check to alter the way the universe works.
Okay, your difficulty number is 40.
Okay, I got 2d20.
I don't remember saying you got advantage on this.
This is not advantage. I'm just adding.
Exactly.
No, I still only got a 25. That's too bad. All right. I still have a movement action. Not like I can do something about that. So instead, I'll say, okay, that didn't work. How about we attack them on the move instead of standing here?
Yeah.
I can carry someone small.
Regroup at the...
I wonder who that's alluding to.
Who indeed? I'm regretting not having that magical battle axe now.
The one that Warren has?
Yeah.
Actually, you saw how the battle axe went through it, or how it went around the battle axe. You're not sure it was hurt by that. We come to Thagax action. Meanwhile, I guess Tess is fleeing up the ladder.
Okay,
I'm
wounded? Who's the worst wounded around here?
I'll stand next to Jilly so I can pick up Jilly and just run like this, and Jilly can like go pew 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 over my shoulder.
Well, Tess has taken a hit or two. Warren is below half his hit points.
Yeah, Warren.
So Warren is below half his hit points? Yeah, okay, Warren. Healing word on Warren.
And that does 1d4 plus your charisma, I believe. Charisma mod.
1d4 plus 2, that's 5.
Okay, Warren gets 5 points back.
Yowza.
Doing something else, Thagak, like getting up that ladder?
Is there anyone else's retreat needs to be covered? I guess
everyone else's?
I'll get up the ladder and be ready to heal anyone else. Reach down and heal anyone else if necessary.
Okay. Now, Saphir, you've been up in the basement of the house and just been sort of listening because you were standing guard behind everyone else, waiting for any sort of trouble that might come down from that ladder from upstairs. The trouble is occurring below you. There is some black oozy thing that is corrosive and resistant to a bunch of things that they've used on it and vulnerable to a few things. Funny thing is, I think oozy fire might work. Pity none of you has an Uzi.
Funny thing, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I have here in my bag of anachronisms.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, is it my turn?
You have yes, it is. You have heard that fire works on these things.
Fire. Okay. Well then, I am gonna do the old fucking oil trick. And, you know, has anyone flung oil on it yet?
Not yet.
All right. So I'm going to fling oil on it, then take my tinderbox and shoo. Because, like, literally all my weapons are metal weapons and none of them are magical because someone hasn't thought to use any magical weapons yet.
We have a magical weapon.
Oh,
we
we do? Okay. Well, I don't.
Let's check under equipment. I think the use of oil in this capacity is written up there.
I'm really disappointed that baking soda doesn't do anything to it.
Okay. Give me a roll, ranged attack. So that would be D20 plus your dex bonus.
All right. My dex bonus? Oh boy.
Yeah,
that is a big fat nothing, but it's still a 17. So
17 will hit. Yeah, you can throw the oil container at it, and it goes sploosh, and the thing has oil on it now.
They have crap AC. I hit it with a 10.
Yeah.
Which was, too bad.
Which one? And if you're taking an action to light it,
yeah,
that's going to do 5 points of fire damage to it.
5e doesn't have ongoing fire damage, does it?
Actually, it does a little bit.
It does a little.
Okay, the write-up of the oil says that it will burn for 2 rounds when lit. So you're going to do a total of 10 points to it. Cool. But it takes 5 this round. And we're back around to Warren, who is still on the 2nd floor. He is threatened. Okay, Warren is going upstairs and doing anything for an attack, ranged. Oh. I have to. Well, arrows will probably get eaten up by it, but who's to say they wouldn't hurt going in? Darn it. Okay. Okay, Coy, that answer didn't go to you. It's just there in general chat. Yeah. Sorry about that. Argyle.
Yeah.
You have one sort of following along the wall.
As I've seen what it did to Warren, that worries me greatly.
And well, it should.
Yeah.
Given that you've seen no wood on that 1st floor, you can bet it would eat your broom too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not
so I'm evading it as far as I can, and I think it's time to zip up to a higher level.
So you're taking the flight up to the 3rd floor?
Yes, and can I take anyone with me on the way? So can I give anyone a lift?
Well, Jilly is still on the 2nd floor.
I am too.
Zarya is on the 2nd floor.
Mm-hmm.
Tess is on the 2nd floor.
All 3 of us.
Which of your companions don't you want to abandon?
Great.
Who do you want to live?
So
yeah, I have a recommendation here. Grab Tess. Because Saria and Jilly still have actions before the pudding goes.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to grab Tess.
I can be merciful.
Yeah, thank you.
32 hit points.
Thank you. Yeah, but you also have some foot damage. So
that's the 21.
Yeah. So I'm grabbing you and pulling you up to the one floor higher.
I am like a cat that doesn't want to go to the vet but can't do anything about it.
Okay. Okay, so you growl and scratch at Argyle. Okay, roll with advantage because you're raging. Okay, maybe not.
That's just a +2 to damage, remember?
Right. Anyway, we come to Saria.
Yes.
Bearing in mind that you and Jilly are still down there with a pudding virtually breathing down your neck.
Right. I guess I'll move up to the 3rd level then.
Move up to the 3rd level and get clear as quickly as possible, I guess.
I want to. Can I try to redeem myself on the nature roll to figure out what they are?
You can give it a check.
Okay. Die.
You've seen these things. You've seen what they can do, and you've seen some things that won't affect them. This will give you more information. This I'll give you. Gives you a 2nd attempt.
Awesome. Please don't fuck with me, die. You're a new one. That would be okay. So my nature.
I think we're looking at a +3 here. +3.
Okay, so that would be 19.
19. Okay, this is a thing called a black pudding, which is what you. It is immune to a few things, like acid, slashing, cold. And there's one other thing, but you're not sure. You can't remember which.
Shame.
These things can be tough. They can climb walls. They will try to engulf. And they can squeeze through some remarkably narrow things to get to where they want.
Awesome. Yeah.
This makes me hungry, really.
Yeah, that ain't chocolate. That might be a good name for this episode.
That sounds disgusting.
No, that ain't chocolate. Or that's not how you make pumpernickel. Ooh, we're running out of time here. So, we have Tess still downstairs. Pardon me, Jilly still downstairs. I'm guessing Jilly is going to hightail it up that ladder?
You better believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do it with move and tossing a fire, or would I need to use double move?
I will let you get up the ladder with a single move and attack.
I will do that then, because I'm going to toss one more fire at the wounded one.
Okay, burn it.
17.
17 hits. Doesn't take much to hit these things. Damage?
14.
14 points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that pudding is looking really ragged now. As it comes up the...
Ragged pudding.
Issue. Pick up your meds.
Okay.
And on its action, it starts coming up the ladder and into the area, but it stops.
Uh-huh.
It comes up the ladder. It apparently doesn't want to get into this basement.
Yay?
There is still a little light coming in from the opening from upstairs. That may have something to do with it.
Light.
Sunlight. It's one weakness.
Or maybe it just doesn't want to deal with sunlight right now. These things are probably still a threat, but you have enough of an opportunity to disengage for now.
However, there will be a time when night falls.
They might be bored by then and go back to sleep.
That would be good.
I need to ask now, Argyle.
Yes.
In an attempt to lure them away, you're on the broom, you had the keg tap, and you put the keg tap back on the shelf to see if they would return?
Yes. But then I took it again.
Okay, you did pick it up off the shelf.
Yes, because it didn't work.
So you still have the keg tap. Whether that's what they're going after or not, probably not. It can be a little hard to tell.
I'm pretty sure not, because they didn't react at all. I was fully expecting them to stop and turn back when it back in its place.
Yeah. So these are something you will have to deal with sooner or later, because it may just be a matter of time before they decide to get brave. But in the meantime, you have a keg tap that you're not sure of the capabilities of just yet. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for this week.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and hit that stop broadcast button now, and we can talk about stuff.